What's up, Instagram? What's up, TikTok? Hello, TikTok. What's up? What's up, YouTube? LinkedIn, Facebook, X, or Twitter, whatever you call it these days. I am live. I hope everybody is doing amazing. Welcome, one and all. I am Josh Goldstein, your favorite immigration lawyer. I'm coming at you live from my kitchen, and I'm here to answer any immigration questions you have. And I have an amazing announcement. I am headed to Ohio, and I will be doing in-person consultations, live in person and free for anybody who wants to meet me in Ohio on September 3rd and 4th. I am going to Columbus, Ohio, because I have an interview with the Ohio State Bar. It's a formality. I'm getting a law license in the state of Ohio, the Buckeye State. Absolutely. Is anybody here from Columbus? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear where you are. I am going to be going to various places. Come to Fresno. I think I'll do that. Swab Schmoob. I'll go to Fresno. That would be easy. Just for my U visa 6 months ago. All right, we've yet Cincy. Anybody in Cincy want to have a consultation? Holy mother of freaking biscuits. That is the best name I've heard. Our friend on Instagram. I got to follow this person because that's the coolest name I've heard. Yes, maybe I am following that person. Amazing. Cincinnati from Viewpop. My cousins live in Cincinnati. My sister and my dad live in Cleveland, so I have some Ohio roots. And I'm coming to you from Los Angeles. Do I need a lawyer for my asylum case? Yes, you do. Your chances of winning any immigration case go up dramatically if you have a skilled immigration lawyer with you. But I've yet to have my first well, I guess that's my first question. But by the way, if you like this live, especially on TikTok, if you like this live, it's going to help me get more people to see it. The algorithm will shine favorably on me. So please let me know. Hello, sir. Love you, says Reshma Amin. Thank you. I love you too, Reshma. Thank you for joining me. Hope everybody is doing amazing. We have 40 people on Instagram, 55 people on TikTok, 15 people on YouTube, and I'm here. If there's only one person here, I'm going to be here. That's what Kathini says, I sent you an email. You never responded. Please send me another email. I'm sorry. Black Gold sent. I'm new here. I love it. King Shakik. Hey. When I became, this is from someone on TikTok, I became over 21 when my mom naturalized, but a visa was available when I was in category F2A. Well, now you're over 21, and so you've got to find a new path, maybe a green card through marriage, maybe something else. Book a consultation with me so we can talk to you about your immigration history, your work history, your life, and see if we can find a way to help you. Carlos from Indiana, love it. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know. Let me know your questions. I'm super excited to hear your questions. Keep them coming. Keep your questions coming. How can I get your email? Says someone from TikTok. The email is in my bio. Nika 2020. Hello. I feel like I might know this person. Who I am says, how are you? I'm doing great. Will I need a spooner? I think you need sponsor. Here's a question from ZM Sabri. 20 months waiting for a green card for asylum-based. What can I do? I think you should contact us. use the link in my bio. We can help you out. King Sakir, my company got immigrant labor, around 10 people and 2 immigration lawyers involved. Okay, that's great. Let me know how I can help. Let me know what's going on. What's going on Instagram? I have a question here on Instagram. This is from Austin SWN. I overstayed a visa, no other violation. I married 4 months ago after entry. I used the B2 as well. Married to a U.S. citizen. Will they just arrest me at the biometrics or at the interview? The answer is no. They will not arrest you. You're getting a green card. You should definitely lawyer up. We can help you. Reach out to me using the link in my bio. Where am I based? I'm based in the United States. We help people in all 50 states and around the world. And my offices, I'm physically located in Los Angeles. Nam Fundo, will I need a sponsor if my husband doesn't make enough? Yes. All this labor happened without my knowledge or consent. This is King Shakir talking about his company. How long will it take my sister to get her naturalization through my mom? She lives in Mexico. I don't really know. I don't quite understand the question. If your sister has a green card, I assume she doesn't, but if she has a green card, she lives in the United States and she's under the age of 18 and she lives with your U.S. citizen mother and father, she would automatically be a citizen. But if you're talking about getting her a green card, and she, I want to know if she's under 21, if she's over 21. Okay. Reshma says, I want to ask your opinion about the EB1C India category. With the October visa bulletin coming up, when do you expect any movement on our category, or do you think it'll remove the same? I really value your perspective. I've been practicing immigration law for almost 25 years, and I can tell you that you would be a fool to try to predict when the visa bulletin will get where it wants to go. It will be there when it's there. Sometimes it remains stuck. Sometimes it goes backwards. It's called retrogression. So I don't know what to say, but I don't know. I guess the question is, I don't know. No one else knows. And anybody who says they know doesn't know what they're talking about. Nika says she doesn't have a green card. She lives in Mexico. She's 23. That person is in for a very long wait to get a green card. Very, very long wait. Your mother can apply. Her mother is a U.S. citizen. Her mother can apply for her. But if you look at the chart for Mexico, it's going to be a long wait. But do it anyway. Okay, questions. How long does it take for an American dad to sponsor a Canadian unmarried child over the age of 21? The answer is it's going to take a really long time. It's subject to the visa bulletin. Freddie Contreras, I live in Chile for work due for work temporarily. When I met my wife, we married in January 2025. We filed an I-130. We filed an I-130 in March 2nd, 2025. Trying to move back due to work changes. Is there a way to expedite? No. You have to follow the process. It's going to take 2 years to get a green card through consular processing, something like that. There's no way to expedite that. It's going to take time. Here's a question from Almapa Patel. I have an F1 student staying in our hotel in exchange for rent for the last 2 years. Help me rebuild project. I would like to keep him and help him grow. How can my hotel help him to grow? Well, he could work for you for OPT or something like that. I have a deportation. Can I apply for an I-130? What are the steps? Do I reopen the deportation? If you have a deportation order and you file for an I-130 and you're in the U.S., you're at risk of arrest. So what do you do about that? Well, you can file a motion to reopen your removal order. you can file a stay of removal, but you have to do something, and I recommend that you lawyer up. Here we have someone says hello from Brazil. Oh, hello to you too. Let me know where you're located. I always find that so fascinating. So let me know in the comments below where you're located. I think that'd be great. We're now up to 151 people on TikTok and 19 people on YouTube, 28 on Instagram. Amazing. What it would do for fraud labor on my company? I don't know. How did someone hire foreign workers on your company without your knowledge? I guess I don't understand that. Paul is from Garden Grove, California. I love it. Amazing Vietnamese food in that area. Has Trump's complete hold on refugee visa still in effect? Yes. If you meet someone on TikTok, Bulgaria, can you send them an invitation to come to the U.S.? It doesn't really work like that. If they want to visit the U.S., they can come here for a visit by applying for a visitor visa. Subham Chetri. I have been in administrative processing for 7 months now. I recently got a letter from an MC asking for a medical and submitted my passport, which I did on July 31st. On August 1st, my status changed from refused to administrative processing. I was so happy, but the next day it went to ready. Is that bad? Is it normal? I think ready sounds good, but you don't have your visa till you have it. Give it a little time, keep waiting, and if you're really serious about getting your visa unstuck, contact me and we can help you out. Does that help? Here, Love is All 1970. I like that name too. I was naturalized when my parents became U.S. citizens, but I do not have my certificate of citizenship. Am I at risk of losing citizenship if I lose my passport? No, but you should apply to get a replacement of your certificate of citizenship. I also recommend that you do the N600 to get a certificate of citizenship. Actually, it sounds like you have that. You have a certificate of citizenship. So you can get a replacement of the certificate of citizenship. Replacement certificate of citizenship. It's called the N565, and it takes forever to get those processed, probably a year or more. But I'd get one if I were you. Why not? It'd be good to have it, right? I am over 21 after naturalization, but my visa was available. Do I qualify for IR2 status? Here's Yasser Fouad. Greetings from Egypt. What are the restrictions for DV lottery winners, and how long does it take to process the DS-260? What are the processing? So a couple of things about the DV lottery. One is it comes out in October, and it ends, and you're selected on a rolling basis. And then if you win, you have to complete it by September 30th. So that's really important. But DV lottery season, season hasn't happened yet. Here is Mohammed El Susiksu. I need your help. I am a Somali in the UNHRC waitlist with full medicals done, but was stopped from Trump's ban. I don't know what to tell you, except you have my sympathy. It's hard. I think the problem with this case is that I don't work on immigration cases that are from refugee agencies because there's no underlying immigration case in the U.S. So that's a bit of a problem. I-730 for Afghans. Is good moral character applying to people who are awaiting naturalization interview? Yes. To be approved for naturalization, you have to prove you're a person of good moral character, and that there's a specific statutory definition of that. The timing is really important. You can have criminal cases, certain criminal cases, but they have to hopefully appear outside the 5-year window, or 3-year window, as the case may be. How much day take 212A 6C to a misrepresentation waiver? I think, Alex, you're asking how long does it take for the processing of a misrepresentation waiver? And the answer is it's going to take a really long time. I would say 3 years. Do you know if the K-1 visa for Cubans are still being processed and approved? Yes, they are. Can someone file for asylum in California when he already has a court date in Florida? No, you have to get a lawyer and you have to coordinate with your court date. I need a consultation. How can I reach you? If you're on TikTok, this person's on TikTok, you can find my email and my phone number in my bio. So just go to my bio and you can book the consultation there. I also have a website. If you Google me, Joshua Goldstein, you'll find my website. Our Tanator, I'm sorry, I'm Somali waiting for a partner for a visa. It's been 5 years now. What do you suggest? I suggest you contact me using the link in my bio. I'd love to try to help you out and see what's going on. 5 years sounds like too long. It sounds like a very hard wait, in my opinion. Ethiopia says, can I travel internationally 2-year conditional green card? Probably. I would need to know more about your situation, but you can probably travel. The question is it advisable to do so? Is it to do so? More questions. Can I apply for citizenship 18 months after my 10-year green card? I didn't get a 2-year. I got a straight 10. 18 months after my 10 years. So you can apply for naturalization 2 years, 9 months, and 1 day after you got your green card if you're still living with your U.S. citizen or permanent resident wife. You can apply for a green card 4 years, 9 months, and 1 day after you got your green card if you don't meet the marriage requirements. Does that help? I wonder if that helps. Is there an initial consultation fee? Most of the time we have free consultations. Sometimes we charge $150 depending on complexity and other factors. Reshma Akhtar says, hope you're doing well. A friend of mine had her father come to the U.S. With a DV lottery. The family arrived in 2019. I'm wondering how the situation might change in 2025 if Trump becomes president again. Well, Trump is president. And I don't know. I also have this dog now. Anybody have any questions for the dog? How to book a consultation? You can go to the link in my bio. This is a good dog. This is a tremendous dog. One of the top 2 dogs in our house. Susan says, good day, sir. Good day to you. What are the options for one that entered on a K-1 visa but got married and never adjusted status, and now the U.S. husband has died? Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. I think you need a lawyer. I think you should contact me. I mean, the answer to all these questions is you need a lawyer, but in this case, you really should contact me because you need to get a green card. And the fact that your husband passed away, again, my sympathy to you. You really need to take care of this. I'm going to follow Susan. She sent me all sorts of stuff. Thank you for that. Can I do a direct consular filing? I'm legally living in Austria with my spouse. I'm a U.S. citizen. I think so. Yeah. Reshma says, typing mistake. I hope you're doing well. A friend of mine had a father come to the U.S. a DV lottery in 1996. The family arrived in 2019. I'm wondering how this I already read this question. Sorry. Here's one. Chicago, Illinois. I'm a DACA holder. I was married to a U.S. citizen for 6 years, but she had an affair. I'm sorry about that. That's awful. We separated. We got a divorce 3 years ago. Could I still fix my papers? Is it too late? Yes, you could fix your papers. No, it's not too late. Contact me using the link in my bio. Let's find a way to get you a green card, right? Ooh, I got some questions on Instagram. What means good moral character on the law about citizenship? So, good moral character is a requirement for naturalization, and it has to do, it's a very specific term, and there are certain things. I mean, it seems like if you don't have any criminal cases, you're going to be assumed, they'll assume you're a good person of good moral character as long as you know, I mean, they're looking for something specific. Unpaid child support, unpaid taxes, criminal cases. If you have an open criminal case for anything, you're not going to get approved for naturalization. They're going to wait until that criminal case is over. Questions? Questions? What questions do you have? I hope this person contacts me. CHY. CHY, are you there? I hope you contact me because you have a really good one. In what states do you operate from? So first of all, we can help people in all 50 states and around the world in immigration matters. The immigration laws are the same in Alaska and Florida and California and everywhere. So we can help you with an immigration case no matter where you're located. I live and my main office is in Los Angeles. Joe says, bro, I'm desperate for an answer. Now I have to find your question. Do I represent refugees? Yes, proudly. Joe, could you please repost your question? Here it says, me and my partner have been together 5 years, but we're both unemployed. Would that be an issue? No, it wouldn't. Well, yes and no. There is an issue. The issue is you need to meet the joint financial sponsorship. But the thing is, you can get a joint sponsor. We can help you do it. CHY said, is there a good chance to get a green card in that kind of situation? I see a path ahead for you with the right lawyer and strategy. I think you can do it, CHY. Are receipt notices taking unusually long lately? Yes, they're taking a long time. Kalibu, in the interview, if they ask you if you've worked, is it safe to say yes, even though you said no on the I-45? Yeah, so you can make changes to your application in the interview. So if on the application, they say, what's your date of birth? And you say February 3rd, but actually your birthday is February 13th. There's a typo. You can change it in the interview. And the same is true with working without authorization. Have you ever worked without authorization? I said no on the form, but the answer is yes, I worked without authorization. Tell them that. Tell them that. Questions. Questions. What questions do you have? Let me know in the comments below. Good morning from beautiful Arizona. This is from the Carnivore Police. The Carnivore Police, Irfan K, IV221G, almost 1 year in Islamabad. What's the available option? Successful lawsuit, EB2 category. This is from LinkedIn. I would absolutely love a chance to have a consultation with you. So I hope you reach out to us using the link in my bio, because that's a long question. But I mean, I'd love to know whether you had an interview, if you're waiting for the interview, is that the holdup, or did you have your interview and you're in administrative processing? Here's a question about Group 5 visa program. I do not represent people who have refugee cases because there's no underlying U.S. immigration component. So that's the answer that I have. Maria Felisa, my family is a green card holder and thinking of applying for naturalization. We knew that you can apply 5 years straight physically in the U.S. Thank you. Yes. Get your citizenship. Green card is not enough. Aisha says, how long will it take to bring parents? I'm a U.S. citizen. They're in India. So before we get to that, I would say, are your parents ready to leave India? If you have old school parents, typically they get a green card, but they don't live in the U.S. and they wind up getting in trouble. And that's no good for anyone. So you don't want that. Carnivore Police, QQQ. I have a question for you. Is it safe to ask over chat? Thank you. God bless. Thank you for everything you do. Well, it's safe, but it may not be, it's not confidential. So if you want a confidential consultation, you should book that with me. Olga says, can you explain 245I? So 245I, what is it? You pay a fee of $1,000, and in exchange for that, they let you get a green card even if you entered the United States without inspection. You can adjust your status and get a green card in the U.S. through 245I. It was an amnesty. And you have to prove that you're the beneficiary of a visa petition that was filed on or before April 30th of 2001. So most people who are beneficiaries of 245I have already gotten green cards, but not everyone. So there's a few cases still floating around like that. Here we have Tess Sagad Tukire. I'm living in the U.S. for 33 years, but unfortunately, I didn't apply for citizenship. Now I want to. I didn't apply for citizenship. I did not want to apply for citizenship. I did not apply. Now I want to apply, but I traveled outside the U.S. in 2023 for more than 6 months. Am I eligible, or do I have to wait 5 years? But I lived here 33 years. It doesn't matter if you lived here 133 years. If you broke the residency, you may have an issue. I didn't say you would have an issue, but you might. And so I think it's important for you to book a consultation so we can review your situation. David Chicas, our friend from YouTube. Will someone who worked with a fake social number for a long time have problems when they apply for a green card? Came to the U.S. with a visa and father of U.S. citizenship. I think you can get a green card. It's a little bit tricky, though. So reach out to me using the link in my bio. My daughter is leaving boot camp for Navy soon. When can I submit a parole in place application for her dad? That would be as soon as you get the paperwork from the Army showing that he's in. But I think you can do it now. Luis Grant, PIP or deferred action for someone overstaying their visa. My son is joining the Army soon. Yes, Luis, I hear you, but you may not need parole in place. Let's look at your situation. Parole in place solves a very specific problem. You entered the U.S. illegally. You entered the U.S. without inspection, okay? And therefore, you cannot adjust status and get a green card in the U.S. because you're not eligible. But parole in place allows you to create a way for you to get a green card in the U.S. even if you entered without inspection. Susan Thomas, are they really stopping dual citizenship? No, they're not. They're not doing that.